you tell me, do you think ports are doing enough to protect the environment?
I would say that the direction is right. They're focusing on decreasing emissions, looking at the noise emissions and kind of the waste treatment, and the direction is right. But there isn't really an overarching information or research done globally how ports is handling environmental management issues or impact management. So there's no real evidence there, but I know that in Europe it varies a lot from country to country. There's different regulation and the environmental permit criteria are different. So it does vary a lot, and that of course impacts the costs. That might again impact the competitiveness. But because we really need to fight the climate change together as an industry, that's why we really need to do this. And I think it would be really important that all of the ports join the commitment of the World Port Sustainability Program.
Could you tell me a bit more about that? What should ports be doing to be more involved in that?
It's a voluntary agreement where it was actually launched, I think, 2 months ago. So just to really commit to that and openly and publicly commit to that and share the results and monitor and share what you're doing.
So it's a bit more transparency.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And a commitment to the environment, but also not just lip service, actually delivering on that.
Yeah.
So what about the IMO meeting, the International Maritime Organization meeting that we had in March 2008? How does that have a bearing on the sector? It's primarily ships, but how do ports kind of deal with what's coming out of there?
Well, I think it's actually an opportunity for ports to really support the shipping industry. So ports can really kind of offer the offshore energy supply that is made from renewable sources. They can really focus on the logistics chain. How can we do that even better? Maybe digitalization can help there. Thinking about waste treatment methods and really just focusing in future investments to really focus on equipment that is really fast at handling cargo as well as energy efficient and maybe even zero carbon. And I think that also kind of the level of automation would really help us get there. But it's something that we are both trying to achieve. So.
In a partnership.
Yeah.
Do you think that ports need to involve more of the stakeholders in the chain? You mentioned, talking about the trucks leaving and the logistics side.
Yep.
Sometimes it's a bit too focused on operations.
Yep.
But it's all of those things together.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. Definitely, the stakeholders are really important, and they are demanding more information every year. It just is increasing. So just engaging with your whole supply chain and kind of thinking where you can really produce added value to your customer, because we're all aiming for that.
We all want the planet to go.
Yeah, that too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Do you think ports are doing enough to protect the environment?
Well, I would say that the direction is right. They're looking at decreasing emissions and decreasing noise emissions and focusing on waste handling and efficient equipment. So definitely they're doing the right things, but as there is really no overarching information about how the environmental management is done in practice globally, so there is no fact-based information about that. But we know that in Europe the environmental management practices vary a lot. And this is due to regulations and different criteria in the environmental permits. And this, of course, impacts that there are different costs for this, and it might impact also competitiveness. But as we all need to really just fight the climate change, that's why I would say that it's really important that we all join the World Port Sustainability Program to really engage in this matter.
Just tell me a little bit more about that program. How can ports get involved in it? What does it really entail?
Well, it's a voluntary agreement where you should commit to. There's a lot of different kind of sustainable development goals that we're trying to achieve, and just really openly and publicly state that you commit to this, and then share the information and the practices that you've been doing, and of course, like how have you actually are doing with decreasing emissions and also the other parts of the sustainable development goals.
So you mentioned two great words there, openness and transparency, obviously key to this really.
Yeah.
You're able to share data and talk freely and protect, to make sure that you're doing the most you can to protect the environment.
Yeah.